Hello? Oh, no, we're good. Don't mind me. Razor, hello. Thank you so much for the resub. Remind me, I found something and I want to start doing it again for when people subscribe, but hello, thank you for snatching that crown. And first, happy Wednesday, happy hump day to all who celebrate. Let me know how the audio is. It's been a hot minute since we've done this, as you know. Snatched indeed, I know. Audio's good? Okay, good. Good. This was the first stream in a long time that I haven't had to tweak anything, so I assumed that meant something was broken and I just didn't know. And it probably is, and we just haven't found it yet, but... We've missed you, yeah? All two of you. I appreciate it. Things have just been so, well, you know. And the sad thing is that it's probably going to be like this for a little while, like just with school stuff and work stuff, like I really can't mess any of that up. So streams are going to be when they're going to be. And that's just going to have to be okay. So I am hoping to do more on socials. So I've been trying to think of ways that I can be more present, like on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. One, because I get a lot of engagement there, a lot more compared to what I get on Twitch, if we're being honest. But that stuff I can like batch. So if I have a day off, for example, I could batch a bunch of stuff and then post it over the week. So that's the... Oh. Well, what have we here? Kiki, thank you so much for the raid. I will close the tab that I was lurking your stream on. Everybody go follow Kiki right now. I would assume everybody here already is, but if you're not, that would be a great time to fix that. How are the rest of your games? Do you stick with the Fortnite? Not the broken command. Why is Carrie 19 rock on not working? Hello? Hello? Do we have a Carrie 19 rock on? I guess we don't, do we? Well, that's awkward. So sorry. So sorry. Left on a win. 3 in total today. I love that. Love that. I know I said this in your chat, but I really miss playing Fortnite. But old girl will not have that. We're lucky we can still play Overwatch on this dinosaur. Speaking of, I did see a TikTok yesterday, and it was this song will forever make me think of you. But it was that song, Walk the Dinosaur. And it was someone at a pride parade, and they were in one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes. And it was set to that song. I'm becoming that little old lady who like sends things to people who don't need them or want them. I'm becoming my mother. I get memes and shit from Facebook all the time from her because they make her think of me, and I'm becoming that person, but on TikTok. I fear. I'm already blessing everyone. Love that. She does her best. It's, you know, I complain about this PC a lot, but we've had her for what, 6 years, almost 6 years. And all I've had to do, aside from start from the ground up on my stream setup a dozen times, all we've really done is add more RAM. Like I probably should have replaced a lot of things, but I haven't replaced anything other than like the keyboard. So honestly, I've been pretty lucky. She's put me through a lot, but she's still doing her best. But anyway, thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Carrie the One. I'm Kiki's slightly older, slightly more bitter, much uglier sister, based slightly north in the tourist trap that is Bangor, Maine. We are going to play some Overwatch today, which is what I do every other day. But today we're doing it on Twitch, which I have not done for like 2 weeks, so I was thinking maybe depending on how the stadium queues are, because they have been better, but before that they were like it was like a 10-minute queue if you wanted to play support, and I'm not doing that on stream. So if stadium's not an option, then we'll maybe do some. I was thinking mystery heroes, perhaps, but we'll see. But we're also I forgot to do buttons for all these. We're also fundraising. We're raising money for the American Heart Association this week, June 1st through 7th. Is CPR and AED Awareness Week. So I'm teaming up with the American Heart Association and a bunch of other dragsters on Twitch. You might have seen some of them talking about this as well. To one, raise money for the American Heart Association and some of the kind of education and prevention work that they do, and to raise some awareness and teach folks about hands-only CPR, which can quite literally save somebody's life if you are ever called upon to provide it. About 70% of cardiac events, life-threatening cardiac events, happen in folks' homes. And we all are potentially could be called upon to be like the first responder in those situations. And if you know even just simple hands-only CPR, which is you can learn in quite literally 30 seconds, that could actually save somebody's life. And it is just as effective in the short term as full CPR when administered quickly after the cardiac event onsets. So super, super important. We're really big on mutual aid and really big on kind of like solidarity and how can we, in a world where it feels like so much is out of our control and so much happens whether or not we want it to us and to each other. We're really big here on finding the ways that we can show up and really support in tangible, meaningful ways each other. And this is one very, very concrete way and very easy, simple way. It's literally just the same as full-blown CPR, but without the rescue breaths. So it's just chest compressions and like I said, it could actually save somebody's life. Heart disease is the leading killer worldwide. Most of us will either ourselves or know somebody who will be impacted by something like a heart attack or heart disease. And this is one small way that we can be prepared to show up and support somebody that we care about or a total stranger if and when that happens to them in front of us. So that's our big focus right now. I saw that, Gee. I don't know if you wanted to talk about it, but my DMs are open if there's anything I can do to be helpful. As you know, I'm something of a connoisseur now on applying for jobs. I've went pro 2 years ago, so I know a thing or two about a resume. I know my way around a cover letter. So let me know if there's some, I don't know if you're looking for another role that's like what you've been doing, or if you're looking to do something different, or you're not there yet and you're still kind of like feeling what you're feeling. But let me know if there's anything I can do. That said, before I forget, Razor, since you resubscribed, I don't know if y'all remember, it's been a while since we did this, but I happened to be going through some stuff and found our old book of Mad Libs, our Pride Mad Libs, and what a convenient time for us to find them. We used to do this thing where every time someone would subscribe or gift a sub, they could fill out a thing on our Mad Libs, and then when it finished, we would read it together. So I thought maybe we would bring that back, because I still have like 20 pages left in here. I know, it's been a while, but I have almost a full book, and they are specifically adult Mad Libs, and they are all specifically Pride themed. So it felt like a good time and an appropriate thing to bring back. So Razor, if you could provide me with an adjective, of course, being a describing word, describes a noun. Not sweaty. You would. Actually, that kind of fits, given the sentence and the context. So I figured, yeah, we would do that. So anytime someone subscribes or gifts a sub, we'll fill out a blank. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 18 of them, so it'll probably take us a while to fill one of these up, but whenever we do, we will we'll go ahead and read it together. What else is going on? Oh, we have incentives for the fundraiser. So I set milestones, meaning just when the total that we've raised together reaches these milestones, you unlock that reward. So if we hit $100, my goal, my hope, ideal over the week would be maybe we can get to 300. That's what I set like as our primary goal here. If we get to $100, we'll do a free fart stream. I'll unlock the fart command with all the fart sounds, and it will be free. You won't have to pay anything. You won't have to use your Carrie coins. It'll be a free fart stream, one whole stream. At $200, some of you might remember we used to do this for almost every fundraiser we did, but we'll do an Inkbox tattoo. And the way that we do those is that I usually have each of the mods pick a design, because Inkbox has literally thousands of designs. So if left to my own devices, I'm going to pick something I like, but not necessarily something any of you like. So what I typically do is we'll have each of the mods pick a design, and then we'll set up a poll, and folks can vote on which of the mods choices they want. And that way it's not me picking, it's you all picking like via the mods. Inkbox is a temporary tattoo company. I should probably point that out. So you put them on, and they last for like a week or two, depending on how often you like wash them or get them wet and stuff like that. So, and where you place them. So at $200, we'll do an Inkbox tattoo. Last time I had to do this, I ended up with the Dolphin Nana, you might remember, where it was like a banana peel, and instead of a banana inside of the peel, it was a dolphin. And yes, I got a lot of weird looks and questions about that. And then if we hit $300, which again is the primary goal here, $300, we'll do a 12-hour stream. I was gonna do 24, but I start my new job in a week, and I start grad school in a week, so we'll pace ourselves. It is one of the stretch goals. So if for whatever reason we get $300 and we manage to knock that one out, there is a stretch goal that I have lined up for a 24-hour stream if we manage to get there. I don't anticipate that we will, just given, like, I know my engagement's pretty low on here, but you never know. So it all helps too. So I will tell you that when I met with, his name is Max, he's like the contact I have at the American Heart Association for all this. It was really, really refreshing to hear him talk about the approach the American Heart Association is taking. You know, haven't done as much like traditional kind of typical streamer fundraising in the last couple years, as we've started to talk a lot more and lean more into like mutual aid type stuff and really just giving money directly to people who need it. And a lot of it is because a lot of the organizations that folks typically fundraise for, particularly around like social justice and issues of equity, are kind of disappointing in how they use that money. So there's a lot of folks this month are raising money for like the Human Rights Campaign and the Trevor Project and these really big organizations that do some really great work. And it can often either take a very long time for that money to actually make it to the folks who need it, or make it to the program supporting the folks who need it. Or a lot of these organizations have a lot of overhead because they're so big and they're so kind of bureaucracy heavy. Like Human Rights Campaign has a lot of employees, has a lot of infrastructure that goes into running an organization this big. So a larger percentage of the money that folks raise for them goes to things like administrative costs and doesn't necessarily go specifically to or directly to helping folks, which I'm not going to tell you how to feel about that. But for me, it just felt really frustrating as someone who doesn't raise like a ton of money, but we do raise money for a lot of causes because we care deeply about the people that they support. And so for me, it felt like there was just a better way to get money to the people that we care about rather than kind of filtering it through this organization. And when I spoke with Max, he was really, really intentional about speaking about the way that heart disease and prevention efforts really have lacked, and particularly with marginalized communities, and the impact that we see as a result of that. Yeah, exactly, Razor. And again, that's not to say that those organizations don't do great work. I know the Trevor Project in particular does a lot of really great work. They have a hotline that's very, very popular and very important for particularly young queer folks. But again, they also tend to get a lot of, like, I've seen so many people fundraising and donating directly to the Trevor Project already this month, which is great. And there are other organizations that don't get as much visibility, that don't come to mind, that aren't on Tiltify maybe, who do work that maybe is much more direct and maybe a little bit more controversial. You know, we've done a lot of talking, and we've raised a lot of money for my local harm reduction organization, who would probably never be able to be on something like Tiltify, but I would argue they are just as crucial and just as vital to the folks who need their support as something like a Human Rights Campaign or Trevor Project. So I think it's just important that when we're thinking about how we support and show up for other folks, we're really being creative and not just supporting one sort of avenue for that. So that's why I was really kind of excited about this particular fundraiser. You know, in the past, we've used Pride Month to raise money for queer and trans organizations, and I think that's super important. And this is very much a queer and trans issue as well. We know that queer folks, trans folks, black and brown folks, disabled folks, immigrants, veterans are all less likely to have access to quality healthcare. We're also less likely to have access to quality prevention and education. So learning, what does a healthy diet look like so that we are better able to prevent something like heart disease. We're less likely to have access to that. We're less likely to have access to nutritious foods. We're less likely to have access to, education on what. Oh, not this. Razor, thank you for giving away a trucker hat. Y'all, type just the word join in chat if you want to win a hat. Razor so graciously gifted a hat. Let me pull up the picture. It's one of these. Hi, Doxy. So it's one of these that has the Hell Yeah Brother little art on it. So again, just type the word join in chat if you want to win a hat. Part of this year's Pride collection, indeed. Just over 2 minutes left to join. Again, just the word join in chat. I'm doing good, Doxy. It's good to see you. And thank you again, Razor, for the giveaway. Very cute. The way that these giveaways work, so if you win, you'll see in chat, you'll get a link and you'll be pinged by the Stream Element spot. And you'll just click on a link, just verify that you are the person who won. And then you'll get to pick your color. You'll get to put in all your shipping information, and Razor is covering all of it. So there's no charge to you whatsoever. And I won't see like your information. So this is a very secure way to get some merch, especially for folks who maybe wouldn't be able to normally get it themselves. So, hi Tyler, how are you? So I'm excited to be raising money specifically for this organization because I think this is a way that we can support other queer and trans folks and folks from other kind of marginalized or underserved populations in a way that I don't think is getting a lot of attention. Munoz, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. I forgot what I was saying. ADHD is a bitch. Good luck to everybody who entered. I hope you enjoy your hat, whoever you are. I totally lost my entire train of thought. I hate that. Ain't that a bitch? Oh well. So anyway, so that's what we're fundraising for. Again, the command for the donation link is !donate. If you're looking for this, actually, I think it's pretty cool. The American Heart Association put together a playlist of songs, all of which their beat falls within the range for hands-only CPR. So if you need a mental reminder of how quickly to be doing chest compressions when you're doing hands-only CPR, this whole playlist is full of songs that you can use for that. Some of your favorite pop girlies on there. Most of Lady Gaga's songs are going to be on there. Kiki! Deserved. You know how this works, Kiki. Go and click on the link, verify your Twitch. Snatch yourself a hat. Also picked up the tank top and buttons for yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love the Pride merch. I'm not wearing it today, but I do love it. Don't look at my butt. Congratulations, Kiki. So this is the hat. She's very cute. This is all embroidered, and it does say "Hell Yeah, Brother." We have the buttons. I really like the buttons too. I was as a Hot Topic kid when I was in high school. Speaking of high school, I have a story to tell you. Don't let me forget. put a pin in that. So we have the cute little buttons. You get a set of 5 of them. These are the little ones. So they come in 2 different sizes. This is the smaller of the 2 sizes. The other size is like a kind of like the typical size, big button. Don't forget story. Thank you so much. We have the other Hell Yeah Brother. This is the rainbow one. We have the Hell Yeah Brother, the red one. I felt like the red one was the only one where you could really read it, but I'm gay, so I wanted a rainbow one too, obviously. And we have this just because I felt like I really wanted this artwork on a button. She's very cute. And this was sort of like the Pride, I guess, logo we went with for this year. Very cute. As though I've got like a whole team. This is the Pride logo that I made and that I liked, so I put it on merch because I can do that. Which we also put on t-shirts. Very cute. A little more subtle than I think our Pride merch has been in the past, but I'm not mad about it. And I really like this one. Honestly, I'm a little shocked this one hasn't sold more. The regular rainbow one has way outsold this one. However, I think this one's so funny. And maybe it's just too like subtle and people don't get it. But the weapon of mass destruction, hello? I think that's so funny. And this picture of me is, I think, the best one of me that exists. So throwing that out there. If y'all want merch, shall be put to good use. I'm thinking I shall incorporate them into a festival outfit. You're so obsessed with festivals now. Razor's literally still sick from going out over the weekend and has this toxic pattern of going out every weekend and then spending all week on his deathbed wondering how it happened just to go out again. And now he's obsessed with going to some festival as this 50-year-old man, a 50-year-old otter. Girl, I don't think your cells can handle mushrooms at your age. I don't think you've got the I don't think you've got the like you're gonna need like an IV. You'll take care of him. Oh, are you going too? Is he taking you for this? Burning at both ends. That's. I saw your medical records. I did notice that. Not that, Doxy. Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. Don't enable him. Oh, and for the fundraiser, I forgot to mention, for every donation, I have all these heart stickers. So for every donation, I'll put a heart sticker on my face too. I have this horrible habit with fundraisers of like over incentivizing and making things way more complicated than they need to be. And I'm trying not to do that anymore. So we have the milestones for $100, $200, $300. And then for every donation of whatever amount, I'll put a sticker on my face. And yes, they're hearts. And yes, they're rainbow. 'Cause gay. 'Cause gay. I think I want to make some new emotes too. I think it might be time. He doesn't live here anymore, so it feels a little bit like maybe we should replace the Jared emote. We already have a dance emote, so I feel like we don't need I feel like we don't need both. You know, we have the me dancing one, we have that one of Razor churning butter. I don't think we need more. But anyway, my story. So I was scrolling on TikTok, as I do, dissociating, ignoring the horrors that surround me. And randomly, and this is, I think, a classic example, and perhaps an extreme example, and nay, a warning even, of just how scary the For You page can really get, and how accurate it is. And this is, I think, what they mean when they say that China has too much of our data, because I don't know how this happened. I've never engaged with this person, And the only place I can think of that I would maybe even potentially be connected to them would be Facebook. Not the ad right when I'm talking about a story. That is hateful. But I'm gonna keep going anyway. I was just like scrolling along doing my thing, and then I come across this TikTok, and it's a person, and they look so familiar. And I'm like, I can't place them. But they were talking about they're a trans person, and so they were talking about they just recently had a procedure, and so they're like documenting their like recovery and such. Oh. Andy, thank you so much for the resub. Come on, 58 months. Well, hot damn. Get a girl. Andy, you probably weren't here for this when we talked about it earlier, but we're bringing back the Mad Libs. So since you subscribed, you get to fill out a Mad Lib. And if you could give me an adjective, please. That would be a word that describes a noun. If you'd be so kind. Anyway, so this person's like, they're like documenting their like recovery process from this. I was like, what is that thing? I forgot that I set that as the alert. Razor, thank you so much for the $50 donation to the American Heart Association. Do you have a preference for what color sticker? Scrumptious. That's gonna go well with the one Razor gave me earlier. Scrum-delicious. Green. Oh, I should have known. I should have known. Not the 50 heart stickers, no girl. Although I think this comes with like, there are 4,000 of them here, so if you were willing to donate the $50 $1 at a time so that it was 50 separate transactions, I would do 50 stickers. But I don't think your bank would probably like that. I'll tell you that. We'll go with this like, oh, got an extra one. And we'll put it right there, right on the 5 head. Yeah. We love. They're all kind of coming off because they're very cheap. Exclamation point, donate to donate, exclamation point, playlist for a playlist of hands only CPR approved songs. What's the other one? Exclamation point CPR to learn more about hands only CPR and how it can quite literally enable you to save somebody's life. Probably somebody that you know, probably somebody that you care about. Not to be that person who's like fear mongering, but statistically speaking, it is likely to be somebody you care about, and the chance is greater than 0 that you will be the only person around who can help them. So make sure that you're prepared. Hands only CPR is super simple, super easy. These gonna be pink or purple. Not you like prepping me, girl. What was I saying? Oh, the TikTok. Fuck, I gotta. Oh, she's really doing it. I'll wait till you're done and get a count on them. Otherwise, I'm gonna get confused, and I'm already not paying attention to what I'm talking about. Anyway, this person on this TikTok was someone I went to high school with, and this was how I found out that they're trans. We weren't like super tight. They were a year after me, like a year younger than me. But I was like, gosh, you look really familiar. And that's why they looked familiar, but I couldn't place them because I knew them before they transitioned. And I assume that they transitioned a while ago, because the procedure they were getting is typically one that's not like among the first that you get. And they looked very different. But I was like, wow. And so I commented because I didn't want to be creepy, but I also wanted to be supportive. So I was like, For You page is getting real suspicious. We went to high school together, like hoping you have a like really smooth recovery. Let me know if there's anything I can do to be helpful. But it was wild. Wild, 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 wild. Not that Automod. Hi, Helena. Can we get a shout out for Helena, please? Automod did not like that you used the term "your pussy." All right, pink and purple stickers. I see. Is it 3? Pink and purple. I will do 2 pink and a purple because there's like 3 different pinks. How's that sound? I mean, apparently so. Oh, nope, she's still going. She's still going. $10. Okay. Okay. That helps. 2. I know, Goose. I know. 3. 4. 5. I know, Goose. 6. Yeah, I put it in Free Palestine. I think that's neat. Maybe so. 7. This lighting's really fucking me up. Oh, it's because I'm looking at a white web page. There we go. 7. We'll do 8. 9. And 10. Slay. Thank you so much for your donations. I appreciate it. The first incentive is if we hit $100, we'll do a free fart stream. I'll unlock the fart command and it'll be free. Kiki, did you order your hat? Usually I get a little email. What color did you pick? Sometimes they take a while though, I guess. Can't wait for the flatulence. Well, it's for a good cause, right? It's for a good cause. Let's quickly just go over this little, the fact sheet, shall we? Before I forget and launch straight into Overwatch. Shall we? Hi, is it Shez? Is it that simple, or am I butchering that? Welcome in. Welcome in. So when I tell you all that hands-only CPR is so simple, I genuinely mean that. But again, it can be quite literally the difference between life and death for someone you care about. How do I get, I want this gone. Can I do this? Can I do this? Hello? Anyway, whatever. I got it. Love that. Shaz, welcome in. Welcome in. We're talking about hands-only CPR because we're raising money for what? The American Heart Association this week. It is CPR Awareness Week. And heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. And of a particular concern for marginalized groups like LGBTQ plus folks, Black and brown folks, because we're less likely to have access to things like a nutritious diet, the kind of education and training that comes with learning things like CPR and how to help someone who's experiencing a cardiac event. And just like life's fucking hard if you're a queer person or any like targeted group. So you're more likely to have, I don't know, heart issues. But hands-only CPR has been proven to be roughly as effective as full CPR in the short term. So in the time, like hypothetically, that it would take for like paramedics to get to your home. Say someone in your home collapses and is having a heart attack or something. Hands-only CPR in the short term is shown to be as effective as full CPR for the first few minutes or so after the event begins to ensure that person has the best chance of survival. So cardiac arrest is an electrical malfunction in the heart. That's why something like an AED can be effective. It basically causes like your heartbeat to go offbeat, and arrhythmia is what it's called. And that disrupts the flow of blood to things like your brain, your muscles, other organs. And again, that's a leading cause of death. Each year in the United States, more than 350,000 EMS assessed out of hospital cardiac arrests occur in the United States. So that would be, again, someone collapsing in their home, for example. When a person has a cardiac arrest or goes into cardiac arrest, survival depends on immediately starting CPR. So not waiting for whoever you call to get there, but beginning CPR immediately, which is why, again, this is so important to learn. And about 90% of people who suffer those out-of-hospital cardiac arrests die. CPR, if performed immediately and provided immediately, can either double or triple a cardiac arrest victim's chance of survival. So it's already a very scary event for that person. It's already something that's very, very dangerous. And again, statistically, their chances aren't great. But with CPR, those chances improve tremendously. So that all to say, like, you're going to learn this, and you're going to think when and if this comes up, you're going to get it, and you might know it. A lot of folks don't act or don't step in because they don't think that they're like educated enough. They don't know enough about how to do this. They can't possibly be the person to save this person that something has happened to. And I'm here to tell you that doing CPR, and even if you don't get it 100% correct, maybe you're not going fast enough, maybe your compressions aren't deep enough, that is better than not doing anything at all. and that can't be overstated. That standing by and just waiting for the paramedics to show up might not be giving that person enough time. You might be the only person, and this is going to feel like a lot of pressure. It's going to feel like a lot of responsibility, but it's the truth. You might be the only person who has any chance of saving that person's life. So again, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not, done textbook, anything is better than nothing in this case. So again, over 70% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrests happen in folks' homes. So again, if you are called upon to provide hands-only CPR to somebody, it is likely to be somebody that you know. It is likely to be somebody that you live with or somebody that you at least care about. And only about 40% of people who experience those cardiac arrests receive the immediate help they need before professional help arrives, either because there's nobody else home, maybe nobody else knows how to provide CPR, or they're too afraid to do so for whatever reason. That life-saving help and assistance is not provided to them. So hands-only CPR is 2 simple steps. You start by calling 911. So very first step is always to call 911, get folks on the way who have things like an AED, which again can help kind of reset that cardiac rhythm and reset the electrical sort of system that operates your heart and the flow of blood to the various parts of your body. Always step 1. Often you can get the 911 operator to stay on the line with you, and often they are trained in hands-only CPR as well, and they can help kind of remind you of some of the specifics. So like, for example, your chest compressions, generally you want to find a spot on the chest that's right between the nipples. If you go too far down, you might hit something that's called the xiphoid process, which is the sort of like part of your sternum that sticks down below your ribs. And if you press too hard on that, it can puncture organs and cause some issues. So you generally want to try to keep your hands up higher. Another mistake or another concern a lot of folks have with providing CPR of any kind is we're afraid to push too hard. We're afraid we're going to break bones or hurt somebody. Generally speaking, that's not an issue. The exception being if you're working with somebody who's like particularly old, you might, and that's a potential risk. But again, the alternative is that person doesn't get CPR at all, and we know that means that their chances of survival are incredibly slim. So as hard as it might be to make that call in the moment, know that again, providing CPR increases chances of survival, even if it's not done perfectly, even if you're not doing it the same way a paramedic or a doctor would. Again, call 911 first. You want to push hard and fast in the center of the chest. And again, it really helps to have a song in mind. So the common one that I think is sort of like branded with CPR is Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. It's a song that I think a lot of folks are familiar with. If it helps to kind of hum that while you're doing it, that helps you keep it in that 100 to 120 beats per minute range. But again, there are tons of other songs. And again, there's an entire playlist on Spotify that the AHA has put together of songs that fall within that 100 to 120 beats range. Pick one. Just Dance by Lady Gaga is on there. I think Crazy in Love is by Beyonce is on there. There's a million different songs on there from all different types of genres, all different generations. So there's going to be a song that you're familiar with on there. Pick a song and keep that in mind as your song if and when you're in a position that you need to provide CPR to somebody. Hips Don't Lie is on there. Oh yeah, Crazy Love is on right on here. Walk the Line by Johnny Cash for our Gen Xers, Razor. Pick a song and that can be your like kind of guideline for doing your compressions. Pink Pony Club is on there. Yeah, there's literally a song for everybody on this playlist. It's a pretty good playlist too, so I have it saved to like my library on Spotify. And then there is a video too. It's just heart.org/hands-only-CPR. Literally, it just walks you through these steps. So I'm more of a visual, like I can read things and then pick it up that way. If you're a video learner, heart.org/hands-only-CPR. There are videos. There's one in English and one in Spanish. That walk you through the steps. But again, it's simply chest compression. So for those of you who have experience, either you've been certified to do CPR in the past or you are currently, there's generally like a ratio of chest compressions to rescue breaths. Where this is just chest compressions, it's just consistently chest compressions until help arrives. So you're providing those chest compressions between 100 and 120 beats per minute until someone else comes and can take over with an AED or to provide full CPR, whatever the situation and the individual might call for. So it's simple. Again, it's going to be scary if you're ever in a position to do that, to provide CPR to somebody. But the important takeaways are, again, help is better than no help. So even if you don't get it 100% right, even if you're a little bit too slow, even if your chest compressions aren't quite deep enough, it's better than not providing CPR at all in that moment. And again, you are the person who is in a position to potentially save a life there. So yeah, that's hands only. It's quite literally that simple. But again, such an important skill and an important tool to have, and be prepared and confident to use should the need arise. Should there be a moment where you find yourself in a position to be that person for somebody. Not breast concessions. And it's that simple. Y'all know, I almost said breast only CPR. Hands only CPR. You all know that now. So if someone you love is in a position where they need CPR, you are now equipped to do that. You don't need to be certified. You don't have to have like the full training, all of that, in order to be able to provide that support to somebody. You are now prepared as it gets. Did somebody else donate? Tyler, thank you for the $25 donation. I don't know why my Tiltify is not showing the donations. I just happened to see the number go up. Thank you, Tyler. What color sticker would you like? I have all of the rainbow. Not this lighting. We have the whole rainbow. In gray, apparently. Do we know what the signs are? Like, how do we know if someone is just passed out? Well, generally, you're going to hear them. So generally, it's not like people don't typically just like collapse. Normally, they feel, and again, the symptoms can be wide ranging. There's a lot of research that needs to be done. Light purpley said, all right. So the like telltale signs, the like classic signs, the textbook signs they tell you to look for are things like someone is like holding their left side or their left arm, or they're experiencing like pain or numbness, typically on the left side. But they also might not necessarily have those things. So what you're going to be looking for is that someone is generally unresponsive. So if someone is speaking and if someone is able to communicate with you, they are not likely in cardiac arrest yet, but you're going to want to continue to monitor them. And generally, you're not going to feel a pulse, or you're going to feel a very irregular pulse. So if you feel a pulse, normally you're going to look on the neck, or you can on the wrist. That pulse is going to be at best irregular, or you're not going to feel one. It might be weak. Something I wondered for a while, do we know what the signs would be in someone trans on HRT? I don't know if I'd have the female responses or the male. That's a good question, and honestly, I don't know the answer to that specifically. What I do know is that what we believe to be like the female symptoms and the male symptoms aren't necessarily as different as we maybe have been led to believe. It's more so that the symptoms in women just often are either masked, like women generally, and this goes for a lot of other marginalized groups too. We know Black folks, for example, when they experience pain, they're less likely to go to a doctor because they're less likely to be believed. So the symptoms are generally often the same. It's more of like a kind of a cultural, social thing where women tend to not, I don't want to say they don't believe that they're in as much pain or in as much danger as they are, but they've been socialized to sort of minimize those things. So the symptoms are generally the same. But again, the reception is, I think, often the difference. Because ultimately, the heart does the same thing in both men and women and non-binary folks, and whether you're cis or trans. But again, the symptoms might look really different too, depending on sort of like the severity. We're talking about, again, like an arrhythmia, which could mean that your heart is still beating, but not beating regularly. It could be not beating as hard as it needs to be. It could be beating too fast or not fast enough, or it could stop beating entirely. So those are all different sort of combinations or experiences of cardiac arrest. So, but typically the victim is going to feel or notice a difference at first. So when it comes to like proactively noticing or recognizing what's going on, it's generally going to be something like pain, and generally it's often localized to the left side, but again, not always. Some folks say they feel like a throbbing in their leg first, so it really depends on the person. But again, when you make that 911 call, if you tell the operator, hey, this person's unresponsive, they will likely ask you to start administering CPR, or you can always ask them. Generally speaking, you're not going to hurt someone with chest compressions if they aren't in like active cardiac arrest. With the exception, again, of if you push too hard on someone who's old enough and you might break bones. But chest compressions don't like stop the heart if it's already beating. You're not going to like cause cardiac arrest by providing chest compressions to somebody who maybe doesn't necessarily like meet all of the criteria. So if there's a doubt, if there's a question in your mind about whether or not this person needs CPR, generally I would err on the side of providing it. Good questions though. Good questions. And I'm by no means, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I have been certified to do CPR in the past. And it's something that we got like a refresher every year on. So, but again, always better, I think, to provide support and provide help if you're capable of it. And then to not. Oh, you know what? I think I was on this screen when you donated. And so I don't think this has the, yeah. This doesn't have the Tiltify, so I didn't see the alert. But thank you again for the donations. I appreciate you. We're already at $85. That's fierce. That's very fierce. We've all been affected by heart disease in our lives in one way or another. Even within this queer Twitch community, we've lost people. Yeah. That was one of the reasons that I chose to get involved with this particular fundraiser. I think there are a lot of folks who are raising money for great queer, very like explicitly queer forward organizations this month, and that's great. And I think one of the things that we as a community don't always do as well is, you know, we talk about intersectionality, we talk about understanding some of the less sort of obvious or less like sexy or like exciting ways that folks can make a difference and get involved. And this is one of them. I think when we talk about health equity, health access, we know, I think generally speaking, that queer folks and trans folks tend to have less access to like quality, competent healthcare and quality, competent like health prevention education. But it's not always as obvious how we can do something about that ourselves. And having spoke with Max from the American Heart Association, that's something that they are actively working on. So programs like this are a great way to help raise awareness, but also raise some money for an organization that has identified some of these opportunities within the work that they do to help them more in a day and age when funding for organizations across the board is getting slashed for seemingly no reason, and particularly when we're talking about healthcare, and particularly when we're talking about healthcare with positive outcomes for underrepresented or underserved communities. I'm sure American Heart Association has received some budget cuts as well. So this is one way that we as individuals can help make sure that they continue to be able to do the work they do in the face of everything that's, you know, everything that's going on in the world, and particularly here in the States. So yeah, it's weird how I think we, and again, I'm speaking specifically about the United States. I can't speak to the experience of folks anywhere else, but one of the things that Max and I talked about was sort of the way that like heart disease has almost been normalized to the point where like we treat it like it's just kind of an inevitability, rather than being something that, generally speaking, and often is preventable or certainly treatable. You know, we know that it's often a lifestyle illness, meaning it's things like our diet, things like our activity level that often contribute to it. But when we lose someone, or when somebody has, you know, a heart attack, or we know someone who passes from heart disease or you know, stroke, heart attack, etc., it's often not like a big surprise, and it's often not treated as like a disease. It's treated like natural causes is what it feels like. You know, my father passed away of ALS, but he also had a lot of heart issues, and he was only 54 when he died. And I remember thinking that like my family just treated that like, oh yeah, everybody in my family has diabetes, they have high blood pressure, and we just treated it like that was just like a fact of life and not something that can be prevented, can be treated. You know, there are things that we can do to you know, decrease our chances of losing our lives, or at least decreasing our quality of life due to reasons like that. And of course, a lot of them are very prohibitive, and that's where the health equity piece comes in, when we talk about things like, well, yeah, I know that eating more vegetables probably would be better for my heart than eating fast food, but I don't have access to those things, or I don't know how to cook healthy meals for myself. I don't know what a healthy meal looks like because I never learned that. You know, I can't afford to shop fresh produce or shop as often as it would take to keep my house stocked with fresh food. You know, that's the kind of thing that I think is more of a systemic problem and a systemic question. But what American Heart Association does is they do a really great job of trying to get information and get that education to people, so that whether or not they have the sort of logistical ability to access some of those things, they have the information and the knowledge, and they know things like hands-only CPR, so that if they are ever in a position where someone they care about needs that help, they can provide it to them and ensure that they have the best opportunity of survival as possible. So that's one little way. And I know our community, we've talked about this a lot, you know, feeling sort of helpless in the face of the winds of political change here in the US, the shift in sort of social attitudes toward our fellow human beings who might just be different or might have a different experience or background, and feeling like there's nothing we individually can do. So this really spoke to me as a cause too, because this feels like one tool we can give ourselves that if we need to, you know, I'm not a medic, I'm not a public speaker, I'm not someone who has like a really obvious place in sort of activism as it typically is sort of seen. But if I know hands-only CPR, maybe I can be the person who saves a queer person's life, who saves a black or brown person's life, who saves an immigrant's life or a disabled person's life, because I have that skill, that tool, that maybe other folks don't have. So this is, I think, one for those of us who keep looking for ways other than donating money, which is of course super important, but one of the ways that we can sort of equip ourselves with something that's, you may never have to use. I hope you don't. I hope that you are never in a position where somebody you care about, collapses in your living room and you're faced with having to decide whether or not to provide CPR to them. And I can only imagine how stressful and anxiety-ridden that must be for anybody. But if it does happen, I hope that you remember this, and I hope that you know what to do in that moment. And that's, I think, one thing that we, as folks who care about other people, one way we can equip ourselves to be helpful in a moment when we're called to be. Yeah, absolutely. I think that for a lot of us, I would wager that my community is largely white, mostly queer, I'm sure. But a lot of us are probably white, and probably like middle class, maybe lower middle class to upper middle class. Except for Razor, who's the 1%. And that sounds wild to us. The idea that, like, what you mean you can't identify like a pair. But yes, that is the reality. And the adage is like a fed baby is better than a hungry one. And that's the reality for a lot of folks, is that and we can't be picky about how we feed ourselves or our families, because our access is limited, our means are limited, and what we know about our food is often limited too. That's not something that we typically get taught in schools, or our education on that is very limited. And so, I don't remember ever learning. I remember learning about like the food pyramid, but I remember thinking like nobody actually eats like that. I remember thinking like that might be like the ideal, but nobody's actually following that, right? And I think that's still the truth. I think that people are learning like what does the ideal like diet look like, and even that's up for debate. There are plenty of conflicting sort of opinions and research and whatever, kind of indicating what is it that the human body needs to survive, or run optimally. But then there's like what everyday people actually believe or know or understand, and it's like, live in a food desert and don't drive, so I do have trouble getting vegetables because fresh is not really an option with things like Instacart or DoorDash. Yeah. The number of times I also use like Instacart mostly for my groceries, and we have grocery stores, so they have fresh produce, but the shoppers, it's a real like crapshoot whether or not you get a shopper who knows how to pick. Like, if I want an avocado, I'm either going to get an avocado that I need to eat within 10 minutes or it's going bad, or I'm getting an avocado that's so unripe I will not be able to eat it until next summer. Last time they brought me the greenest bananas I've ever seen in my life. So you're really trusting someone else to like pick out your produce for you. And produce is one of those things like people kind of have their like preferences. I remember when Jared was still living here, he used to hate when I bought bananas because I preferred my bananas more ripe than he did. He wouldn't mind eating a green banana. He preferred them less ripe like that. And I didn't like them. I would need to wait for those green bananas. I still haven't eaten them. They've been on the counter for, I think, 4 days now. And they're just now getting to the point where I would probably eat one. And then we add like, kids generally don't like vegetables and often don't like a lot of fruits too. Anything that's like looks weird or smells funny to them or, doesn't taste like a chicken nugget can be tough to get a kid to eat. So how am I supposed to get 3 to 4 servings of vegetables into a kid every day? And I can't afford to throw food away. So why would I buy vegetables that the kid might not even eat? That might take longer to cook, that might not last as long in my fridge. There are so many kind of layers and factors that play into whether or not someone has access and is able to kind of operationalize and actualize that access into providing whatever a balanced diet looks like for themselves and their family. Okay, I have roommates who drive, so if I'm like, I really need some veggies, they'd be willing to drive me, but oftentimes I just don't want to bother, so I get canned. Yeah. And honestly, and again, I'm no expert, but I am someone who like had a lot of those same sort of challenges. I don't have a roommate anymore, so there is no like getting a ride anywhere, but frozen vegetables are probably not as good as fresh, but they're like the next best thing. Frozen vegetables are typically frozen when they're like at their peak, and they tend to last longer. So I do a lot of frozen vegetables as well. So in a situation like ours, I would say frozen vegetables. Obviously, if you can get them without like, a lot of them come with like butter sauces and things, those tend to be less healthy for you, obviously. But if you can get just like straight up frozen vegetables, they're certainly a better alternative than canned. Hi Prone, welcome in. Yeah, I get a lot of frozen vegetables. Sometimes if I don't feel, and this is just me, I'm not advocating that any of you do this, but as an adult who lives by myself and doesn't have to worry about anybody else, sometimes for dinner, I'll literally just like heat up a bag of frozen spinach, and that's my dinner because I can't be bothered to do anything more than that. So we do what we can with what we have where we are. Yeah, for sure, Razor. And a lot of how veggies are even marketed to kids is as though you have to hide them. Like, how many people have seen the bags of like tater tots or chicken nuggets or French fries where they've like snuck cauliflower in there? And that's how it's marketed to parents. Is like, here's a way of getting your kid to eat a vegetable that looks like chicken, and it's like, you're not helping. Like that might work, but you're reinforcing this idea that like vegetables are scary and to be avoided. Hi Ruby, welcome in. Love a bowl of Brussels sprouts. Yes, I love me some Brussels sprouts. That's another one that sometimes, and maybe this is just a personal thing, I don't like my Brussels sprouts crunchy. I want them to be softer, unless you like roast them. So I will say my frozen Brussels sprouts sometimes are kind of hit or miss, but I do love me a Brussels sprout. Toss a bit of salt and pepper and olive oil in that bag of spinach. Yum. Yeah. I'll throw you nutritional yeast on it too. I put nutritional yeast on fucking everything. Is that good for me? I don't know. It's better than soaking it in butter though. The steamed bag of Brussels sprouts yeah, that's what I usually do. I only have a problem every once in a while, and it's usually if there's like one really big one that just doesn't get cooked as much as the rest. But yeah. And those things are all good. Vegetables are good. Frozen vegetables are good. There's nothing wrong with frozen vegetables. But again, a lot of folks don't know that. A lot of folks can't afford to shop like that. A lot of folks don't have the time to cook, or don't think they have the time to cook. Maybe that nobody's shown them how easy it can be or how time, efficient it can be. I almost said time sensitive, to like meal prep. Because no one's ever taken the time to teach them. And that's why, again, organizations like what the American Heart Association is doing, it's very important because it helps provide some of the education that folks might not have otherwise. So again, for the folks who are just kind of showing up, we're talking about the American Heart Association, who we're fundraising for this week. It's CPR Awareness Week. And so we're talking about hands-only CPR, which is a very simple, very easy way to be prepared in the event that someone you care about or someone near you goes into cardiac arrest and you need to provide CPR until first responders show up. You can learn it in 30 seconds. It's very simple. It's just the chest compression. So if you've ever been in a CPR class and learned about like the head tilt, chin lift, chest compressions, rescue breaths, it cuts out everything else except for the chest compressions. And you want to provide those compressions at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute. If you use exclamation point playlist, there's a playlist on Spotify that the American Heart Association has put together, and all of those songs fall within 100 to 120 beats per minute. So if you need to think about that song or hum that song while you're providing CPR to somebody, you can do that. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees is like the kind of like hallmark song for that, but we learned today Pink Pony Club's on there as well. So you could be humming Pink Pony Club to yourself and saving somebody you know from heart disease or a heart attack. So it's a super simple, super easy way to equip yourself to be there for someone in a moment of need. We're big here on mutual aid and supporting folks on a really tangible as a way of supporting queer and trans folks and other marginalized folks, other underrepresented communities in a way that maybe some of us aren't thinking about during Pride Month. You know, we think a lot about some of the more obvious needs that the queer community has, and those are all important too. But things like this can make a huge difference for folks as well. So now you know. We also have incentives and stuff. So if we hit $100, we're at 85 right now. Was it 85? Yeah. When we hit $100, that will unlock a future free fart command stream. So I'll open up the fart command again, and it will be free, and you can spam it as much as you want. At $200, we'll do another Inkbox tattoo. So for those of you who've been here for a little while, we used to do this pretty regularly, where folks, each of the mods will pick an Inkbox tattoo design, and then the community gets to vote on which one I will get put on my body. Inkbox is like a temporary tattoo, so it works like a kind of like a ones you would get out of a gumball machine, but it lasts like a week or two depending on how where you put it and how often you like wash it and things like that. So last time I got a dolphin banana, and it was a banana peel with a dolphin sticking out of it. So there are no limits other than like if someone, I don't think any of the mods would do this, but if you pick something that was like problematic, I'm going to veto it. But in the past, they've always just picked something weird. In fact, hang on. I don't know why I remember this all of a sudden. I have...
all the basic bitches.
There must have been a fundraiser we did. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. We must have done a fundraiser at some point where Inkbox was the reward, and I must have just never put the tattoo on because I have an Inkbox tattoo. I found this the other day and I was like, where did this come from? I know it's not one I would have picked myself. It's a French bulldog with bat wings and a leather collar. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. The light, oh, there you go. I do not remember this at all. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who chose this, but I also don't know why I would have bought it unless it was an incentive for something. So I don't know what happened. I guess I lied. Maybe I did. I can't remember. I don't know if anybody else mods. Andy? I don't know if this rings a bell. This feels like something Steven would have picked, if I had to guess. But I have it. So this is what they look like. I think this is the medium size. So they come in a bunch of different sizes, all kinds of different designs. They also make a kit where you can like freehand your own. It's like a bottle of just the ink, and you can do a freehand one. So if we get to $200 raised, we'll do another one. Let's do this. Here's what I will do. So at $100, we'll unlock the free fart stream. At $150, I will put this Inkbox tattoo on. And then at $200, we'll do another one where the mods can pick one. And that way you also get to vote on one. And we'll just do 2 Inkbox tattoos at the same time. We'll do one on each arm. And if it happens soon enough, maybe it happens in time for Pride. And maybe I go to Pride with a French bulldog with bat wings and a leather collar on. Not the archives. I'm not even sure. Frosty Tools. I think this would have predated even Frosty Tools. There's no like receipt or anything in here. Just the you get like a little wipe. It's a primer. And then like the instructions. So I have no idea how long I've had this. Not the auto tune. But I do. There's no date or anything on it. Lasts 1 to 2 weeks. Develops in 24 hours. Made with 100% wind energy. Who knew? So anyway, that's the reward for $200 raised. And then if we get to $300 raised, we'll do a 12-hour stream. Not Rebecca Black. Did y'all see that picture of her? This is one of those things I saw on TikTok that I almost sent to some of you. It was like, keep sex holy. 1 lesbian, 1 non-binary, and 3 something else. Not that razor. Yeah, sex, keep it holy. 1 woman, 1 woman, 3 non-binaries. And she's wearing it like a sandwich board sign. Can I show this on stream? Yeah, they're covered. The Getty images coming through. It's pretty funny. She's not bad. Her newer music is obviously way better than Friday. It was a little weird that she agreed to open up for Katy Perry, but you know, she's catching a check where she can get one. I can't be mad at her. Anyway, so that's the fundraiser we're doing. What else is going on? Merch is still available. The Pride merch is up. Razor snagged some earlier. We also had a giveaway. Y'all missed the giveaway for a hat. But stick around and maybe we'll do another one. What else is going on? I feel like I haven't streamed in so long, but there's so much going on. But I start this summer job next week. So I have a job through the end of August. We start on, we start Monday, but my first shift is on Wednesday. I'm the early morning guy. So I work either 1 or 2 shifts during the week, and I work from 7 a.m. to noon. But here's the real kick in the tits. Because of course I want as many hours as I can get, when they asked me what my availability was, I was like, oh, I'm open anytime. Give me whatever shifts you need me on. I'm happy to take them. Should not have said that, because now I am also scheduled every single weekend through the entire summer. Every weekend from next weekend till August 31st. I work every Saturday and Sunday morning, and the Saturday and Sunday morning shifts go from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., bitch. What? Every Saturday and Sunday. I got Pride covered. I pulled the gay card and I was like, can I have this date off because it's Pride? I told them I was winning an award. I was like, I really don't want to miss it. Ooh, woo. And so she gave me Pride off, but hi Chris, welcome in. But it's fine. We need the money, so I'm gonna do it. And it's work from home, so and it I think is gonna be simple and easy. The first week or two I think is gonna be rough just because I don't think the onboarding has been great. I was talking to Razor about this yesterday. Like, I'm on a team of 10 people that all do the same thing, and I think I'm the only one out of the 10 of us who hasn't done this before or hasn't at least had some experience with this organization. So when it comes to like what the company actually does, I'm still a little fuzzy on it. Like, if someone calls in and is like, hey, what do you do there? I don't really have a great answer for that. But I think it's because they're so used to hiring people who've either gone through this program themselves or who have worked with them before that they forget that not everybody knows that already. But I'm pretty good under pressure, and I'm pretty good at like winging things. I think. We'll find out. I'll let y'all know. What I'm hearing is I have your birthday off. Perhaps I do. Are you gonna come to Pride with us, bro? If you stay up, you can just work and then sleep at 2 p.m. Yeah, we'll see. I do have to work the day after Pride. So, but if people want to spend the night on Saturday and then either just leave whenever on Sunday, or if y'all want to hang out and then after I get out of work we can do something, that's fine. But I'll be sitting right here taking phone calls. So love that, Munoz. Love that. Your job's so bad, y'all. I'm going insane at home. It's such a rough market right now. I'm so tired of people like, this is why I hate LinkedIn. As bad as I think Twitter is, I would rather look for jobs on Twitter than LinkedIn. LinkedIn is just so, it's also like, it's like the hub and root of all toxic positivity. And I'm so tired of people sending me messages, letting me know to just keep my head up, that some really great company is going to snatch me up soon. Girl, I've been looking for a job for over 2 years now. Like, if that was going to just magically happen, it would have absolutely happened by now. That's literally why I'm going back to school, so that I can maybe try to get a job with this degree instead of the one I have now. Like, come on now. And I understand that there's no like right thing to say, and that's really, people are just trying to make me feel better and make themselves feel better. But like, I'd rather you just not say anything than give me the like, chin up, you'll find something. And it's like, yeah, I know I will eventually, but will I still have a place to live by then? Like, come on now. I haven't worked in over a month. Yeah, it's terrible. I got laid off 2 years ago, right before this like big, what I do is I work in DEI, which that's part of the problem. But I got laid off right before this sort of like wave of anti-DEI sentiment came up. I worked in tech. And so now there are tons of people who've been laid off from their DEI jobs who are very, very qualified, and there are very, very few jobs. So I've even just been looking for like customer service, call center stuff, and even that, because everybody's looking right now and everybody wants to work remotely now. It's wild. But for folks who are still searching, please, 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 my DMs are open. Like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I'm pretty good at finding jobs. So if you know kind of what you're looking for, I still have access to, like, I paid for, there's a website called flexjobs.com that specializes in remote or hybrid jobs, and they filter out like the scam ones, the ones that are like fraud, which is why you pay for them. So I paid for a whole year of that, and I still have like 10 months left on it. So if you know what you're looking for, and if you're comfortable telling me like what part of the world you're in, because some of them are like geography locked, like you can only work there if you live in certain states, I'm happy to look for roles for folks too. I did it with Austin. I sent a list to Helena once. I'm happy to kind of keep, because I'm still looking too. Like I said, this job only gets me through to the end of August. Then I'm back on without a job again. So I get it. Well, we would love to have you, Prone, if you're so inclined. I do have a spare room now too, so you all don't have to sleep in the living room. I do, in fact, have a guest bedroom that I haven't turned into a drag room yet. About to take a page out of your book and do co-work streams to look for jobs because I just get so bored just sitting and applying. Yeah, it's been helpful for me. I obviously haven't been doing them as much lately, but it helps keep me on track, because if I'm not streaming, I'm just going to sit here and either doom scroll on my phone, or I'm going to end up pulling up someone else's stream, and then I'm watching streams instead of actually applying for jobs and stuff. So it's helped me sort of like stay focused and create like a reward system for myself, where like I'll say, okay, I'll apply for 10 jobs and then I get to play games and not have to do that. So of course, Helena, is everything still the same in terms of like what you're looking for and where you're based? I think I have it in our Discord DMs. Goose does tend to disapprove of the air mattress. He does. He does pretty well though. We're learning. The other day we had a motorcycle blow past us and he didn't even flinch. And normally that would have sent him into a fit. So he's working on it. He's a good boy. So I have plenty of room here for folks who want to come here for Pride. And like I said, I do work the next day, but like, you're not gonna hurt my feelings if you spend the night Saturday and then leave whenever on Sunday. And I will do my best to not wake you up at 6 fucking a.m. when I have to start working. Although I would hope that at 6 a.m. on like a Sunday, there aren't that many people calling, I would hope. What I'm looking for, I'm open. I don't have a lot of experience, so I know it'll probably be call center stuff for work for home, but if it is a social media thing, I'd love it. Okay. I will see what I can do. It's just so hard. Even like the entry, like I said, I've been applying for like call center stuff, and I have experience in call centers. I used to run a call center. But because there are so many people who are looking right now, and because people have a strong preference still for remote work and work from home, anything that's available that's remote has so many people applying for it. Like, it's wild. I've applied for jobs that have like 3,000 people applying for them. And I know that there are jobs I've been rejected from that nobody ever even looked at my resume. Like, it's just because they'd already been through however many applications, and they're only going to interview, you know, a handful of those people. So a lot of it, I think, is about applying as early as you can and trying to be one of the first people to get your like stuff in. And then there is like, I think, just an element of luck to it as well. So 6 a.m. on Sunday is when I make most of my calls. Well, I'll taking calls mostly from teenagers. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that's probably not prime time for them. Teenagers and or their parents. So fingers crossed. I think the first couple hours of the shift is mostly like catching up on stuff that happened the day before. So like if there's anything outstanding, because there's inbound and outbound stuff. It's kind of like almost like a babysitting type job where like I'll be following up to make sure like, oh, did this kid go to the doctor like they were supposed to? Did this person go get this prescription filled? Did this person call their parent and tell them that they're okay? Like, so I'm sure it'll be fine. The organization seems really great. It's very similar to an organization I was part of when I was a teenager, and that benefited me greatly. The pay is decent. Like I said, it's a remote job. The onboarding is just like leaves a lot to be desired. I've only had 2 like team meetings, and everything else has just been like online modules, and none of the modules have taught us like how to do the things that we're going to be doing. It's a lot of like, here's what our culture is about. Here's how we de-escalate people. But I haven't learned, like, one of the common things that people call in to do is rebook their travel. We're sending teenagers all around the world. And so sometimes people like miss a flight, or a flight gets canceled and now they're missing their connecting flight or whatever. And these are teenagers who don't usually know how to do that. And so they call us and like, help, I missed my flight. What do I do? I don't know how to rebook their travel. I don't know how they book travel. I know how to book a flight for myself, but I don't know if I just do the same thing or if they have like every other job I've ever worked, we had like a platform we booked our travel through. And I don't know if they do that here or not, but I guess I'll find out one way or another. Just got to 22,000 carry points. I don't even remember what I have for redemptions anymore. Wig now. Anyway.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Yes.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
What is wig? What is wig?
No, it's not your language. It's just for us. Wig.
Andy said, oh, wig now. Speaking of Katy Perry and Noah Davis, who was also problematic. Don't look at my butt. All right, you want a wig? I'll get you a wig.
I can feel a lot of people who know exactly who they are.
I'll get you a wig.
Christian group is promoting a faith-based alternative to Halloween. It's called Jesusween.
She's sitting a little... I know, Goose. Bubba. Is all that necessary? Come here. What are you barking at? What's your problem? Big mouth? Oh, see ya. She's serving, not Jennifer. y'all see that The Witcher is in Dead by Daylight now? This is what I think my hair would look like if I grew it out. Am I delusional? Maybe. Maybe. What about it?
The baby voice. Boo boo. Boo boo. I am getting warm. I didn't turn the AC on today, but I kind of wanted to. Tomorrow, I think we definitely will. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 90, right? Not me asking you all, like you know. None of you live here. Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be 90. And thunderstorms. Yeah, I think we'll be turning on the AC tomorrow. Calling out sick from work. Don't say that in writing, girl. You don't know who's lurking. Can you imagine if your boss just popped up? It's like, surprise, bitch.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be really hot tomorrow. And the day after. The day after says like 84, 85. Well, Mana, yes. Well, yes. I do really like this wig. I got this from Wigs by Kendall. She's a trans woman, and I think she still performs too. Very stunned. All right, are we ready to play some games? Are we ready for some games? Some gaming? Now that we've been live for an hour and a half? This is like the old times. Back when I would just yap for 2 hours and then we would finally play a game. Memorable prayer to the man of the steel was uttered by none other than Homer Simpson. How wild is it that The Simpsons is still going? And still like predicting the future. There's this one hair that keeps getting right in front of my face. Not Kendall Jenner. Kendall with an O. Because the first time I spoke to her, I thought it was Kendall. But then I saw her and I was like, no. You don't look like someone who probably calls yourself Kendall. Let's go, gamers. Don't forget too, Razor, go check your dashboard. They changed the requirements for affiliate. So those of you who have maybe been working toward affiliate or not even working toward affiliate might be actually a lot closer to it than you think. They like cut the follower requirement in half, so I think you only need 25 followers now. I can't remember the rest. But I think, Razor, I think you were only working on the follower count. If I remember correctly. Let me look at my little... The Creator Hub on Discord. Yeah, so you need 3 average viewers on 4 different days instead of 3 average viewers over 30 days. You need to stream 4 days instead of 7 days. You need to stream for 4 hours instead of 8 hours. And 25 followers, not 50. So Razor, I feel like you probably qualify now. You maybe haven't streamed enough days yet, depending on like the window. But I feel like all those other ones you probably meet. Bring down the egregious partner requirements. Okay, my hot take is that I don't think they're that bad. My hot take is that I don't think the partner requirements are that bad. What I do wish is that the partner requirements were clearer. Because what's weird to me is that they have these requirements, but the like the caveat to that is I'm having a hard time taking myself seriously with these stickers on my face. They look like those like pimple patches. you can meet all those requirements and still get denied. That's what bothers me. I don't like that you can hit all of those requirements and they can still turn around and say, we love what you're doing, but we want to see more consistency. Then why don't you just make that a requirement? Like, why don't you build that consistency into the requirements instead of saying like, and I know that they've tried to and they've started doing this, but like, if I hit all those requirements, what like rationale or justification do you have for saying no to that then? 75 average viewers is kind of a lot. It is, but it's also a partner requirement. So it's kind of meant to be something hard for folks to hit. I'm okay with that. Especially knowing that there's nothing necessarily now, especially that like you get partner, nothing changes for you in terms of like your relationship with Twitch. It used to be that it did. So partners had a different sub split. Partners used to get like a partner manager. So you had someone at Twitch to connect with over things like your account issues or, getting like on the front page. You used to be able to do that through your partner manager, but that's not the case anymore. It's really just the check mark now in terms of like how Twitch's kind of relationship changes. Obviously there are things like perks at TwitchCon and stuff if you go to those things, but and I'm sure there are other things that I'm like, you can start your own stream team if you're a Twitch partner. But aside from like maybe getting a little bit more clout with brands, for example, or a little bit more sort of like influence, the clout that comes with having the check mark, there isn't necessarily like a huge difference. So personally, I'm okay with the viewer requirement being where it is. But I'm also someone who isn't like hell-bent on being a partner. I've said that pretty consistently that like it would be cool maybe one day, like if I ever find myself in a position to apply. I'm not gonna like take myself out trying to get there or anything, but it's not something that's like super important to me. But I do think that 75 viewers is fair. Because that doesn't stop you. Like, they're not saying that you can't still monetize your channel. There's still plenty of affiliates who make great money on Twitch, even if they don't average the 75 viewers, even if they don't have the check mark. Just like there are plenty of people who have the check mark who don't make very good money. There's one guy, I follow him. I don't remember following him, and I don't know how I found him, but he has the check mark. He's someone who was a partner years and years ago and then stopped streaming for a while and now has come back. And he averages maybe like, anytime I've watched him, he's had maybe 3 people in there, and they're usually not chatting. But he's still a partner. So like, I think the experience of a creator doesn't necessarily hinge on being a partner or not. That can just be, I think, one thing that helps, again, kind of provide you with that clout that other people might be looking for. But I think it's more common that people burn themselves out trying to hit partner, or they hit partner and then there's this like kind of moment of, well, now what? Or folks who feel like they've hit partner and it doesn't kind of live up to the expectations. They think that things are going to change drastically for them when they hit partner, and it doesn't pan out that way. I feel like I see that more often than I see people like grinding it out and then like their life changes because they're a partner. Thank you, Frosty Tools. I don't know what happened to Carrie 19 Rock On, but here we are. All right, let's fire up the game, shall we? Yeah. So that said, because I start this job next week, I also start my grad school program on Monday as well. So my job and my school start the same day. And this first class I'm taking is a math class. It's a stats class. So at least for next week, I wouldn't bank on me streaming much, if at all. And then pretty much through the rest of the summer, at least, I'm not sure how like consistent I'm going to be in terms of streaming, just because my focus has to be on paying my bills. And I really need to get this degree. So I can't afford to fail any of the classes or do poorly in any of these classes. So until I've got like a grip on what this new sort of schedule is going to look like for me, especially as someone who hasn't had a job or gone to school for so long, I'm very nervous. And so that needs to be my priority. So I will still try to stream when I can, but it's not going to be something that I like beat myself up over. And I'm just going to do my best and hope that you all stick around. I am going to try to still be pretty active on socials because I think that's something that's going to be easier for me to like schedule, and I can batch things ahead of time so I can film a bunch of TikToks and then post them over the course of the week as opposed to streaming, which I can't like pre-record my streams. So we're going to do our best, but know that my best is probably going to be taken up by school and work stuff. So, and if any of you are math whizzes, let me know. Because like I said, we're nervous. We're very nervous about this class. But I believe I can do it. Was that convincing? Game capture, hello? Thank you. We wait for the game to load. Watch. This wig does look cute. We do like her. Thank you all for hanging out today. I appreciate it. I was kind of curious if anybody was even going to show up because I don't really stream much anymore and it's been so long. But I appreciate it. Thank you all for taking the time. If anybody wants to join, you're welcome to do so. Like I said, I'm going to try to start with some Stadium, but if the queue times are too long, I'm going to maybe switch to some just quick play. Some mystery heroes, perhaps. Best thing to do on a Wednesday night? Amen. Diablo 4 stream when? You know what? It's funny you mentioned that. I actually downloaded Diablo 4. I've been wanting to try to get into RPGs more. And I think I'm just struggling to find one because I get overwhelmed so easily with them because there's so much going on and there's so many different things you can do and so much to pay attention. Even like the UI is a lot for me. And I was going to try Diablo 4, but I'm not paying for it. And I had access to it because I had the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate like membership. Gifted, hashtag sponsored, thank you Xbox. But my membership expires, I think, in 3 days, and they have not yet reached out to me with a new code. So I didn't want to get into something like that and then lose access because I'm not going to pay for it out of my own pocket. I do remember playing Diablo 1 on like PlayStation 1 a million years ago, and I did like it. But again, I'm not trying to spend a bunch of money on games. So if I get another code, it's weird because I think for the last 3 years I've had a code from, and Xbox has always just sent them to me. I think I got the first one through something with the Stream Queens. I think they reached out to Deer and were like, who wants a code? And I said me, and then I just kept getting new codes every year. So it's a little weird. I don't know if I did something wrong or if they don't do that anymore or if I'm a small streamer, too small of a streamer for them now, but they have not sent me another code, so I didn't want to get any games off of Xbox Game Pass for fear of falling in love with them and then having to decide whether or not to spend 50, 60, 70 plus dollars on them. So five minutes? Can maybe do that. We'll see. We'll see. This wig's getting very warm. We're very warm. I look sick with the stickers. I look like I got some kind of weird... I look like that Skittles commercial. Diablo is nice because you basically just loot and upgrade and it's not very hard. Yeah. So, we'll see. I had downloaded Claire Obscure too, because that was on there as well. But, like I said, I don't want to get started in something and then not be able to play it anymore 3 days later. Sounds good. I will let you know. Maybe they'll email me another code and they were just waiting. Could probably power through Claire Obscure in 3. You think so? I don't know. I get really lost with... I don't know. This happened when I was playing Skyrim too. I liked Skyrim. I still like Skyrim. I would still probably play Skyrim. But I get so confused trying to keep up with what's happening. And I understand that, like, that's not necessarily the point. Like you can kind of play, and if you don't want to follow like the main storyline, you don't have to. There are people who just like totally go off and do their own thing. But for me, I want to do that main storyline, and I get off on a tangent, and then I forget what I was doing, and then if it takes me too long to come back and play again, I've forgotten everything that happened. The same thing happens with our D&D game. Every time we play D&D, I need them to remind me of what's going on, because I forgot since the last time we played. It is not in my spam folder, no. Tis not. That's okay though. I wasn't really playing a ton of games from Game Pass anyway. I kind of often forgot I had it. Gotta remind you of your abilities occasionally too. I do have those written in a notebook. I did write those down finally. I haven't updated them since the last time we played and the last time I leveled up. But I do have... Oh, you can't see. Y'all can't see a damn thing on here. Well, this is my character. I even drew a little blue elephant because she's a Loxodon. But I have all of my abilities. So I have my Wolf Totem Spirit. I have Savage Attacker. I have Dragon Guard, which is that breastplate that I'm wearing now. I even wrote down the names of all the other characters that we're playing with, so that I wouldn't forget those. Her name is Zabatha Bonecleaver, and she's a fucking badass. Take no shit. Loxodon Barbarian. She's probably the only reason we've survived as long as we have. Oh. They'll let it lapse for weeks before they take it away from you? Well, we'll find out. Game capture, hello. Let me know how the audio is. It looks loud enough on my OBS, but not goo goo gaga. Not goo goo gaga. I insta-lock Moira. We fell back down. We were Pro 5, but now we're down to Elite 1. Because my teammates were less than ideal. I'm also gonna check my camera because I feel like the game, the like white balance thing is set to auto again. Ooh. Girl. Yeah, it was. Not the Lucio. Lucio's not great in this mode, in my experience. But we might be alright. I always start with the same build because it works pretty well. Well. Hi, team. Hi, girlies. Let's go slay the house down boots, shall we? Hi, Wheels. Welcome in. Razor loves stadium mode. It's his favorite. You can't hear the game audio? Can the rest of you hear it? It's like half as loud as my microphone. Hello? I'll have to troubleshoot that after, I guess. Yeah, it's louder than my microphone now, on my OBS anyway. Shit. Yeah, it looks super loud on my screen. Well, this is why we don't love having a Lucio. Oh, he's dead again. Girls! Like, what are we doing? Thanks for the lurk, Elna. Like, our tank's not really doing anything. How do you get matched up with a team this bad? How is it that unless they're a group of 5 all just playing together, like how is it that you get matched up with such an uneven pair of teams? Like, how does it get to this? Looks so different. Well, this is a different mode, so this is stadium mode, so this wouldn't be what, like if you played like competitive or quick play, this isn't what it would look like. This is my only complaint about Stadium right now, is that it feels like the matchmaking is non-existent. Like, I'm in Elite, which isn't like the best, but it's toward the middle. I shouldn't be getting matched up with teammates this bad. Like, as a whole team. It shouldn't be this uneven. And maybe it won't stay that way, but usually if you get rolled the first round, it's not a good sign. I ping group up, they immediately split up. That sounds about right. Girl. Girl. The Kiriko's got the fucking clones. Not the clip thing being broken too. Tank's out here trying to 1v1 their whole team. Oh, he's so close. Yeah, this team's kind of trash. Oh, they're all so bad. Oh, and 3, 2 and 3, 1 and 3. I got more kills than anybody on our team. Not a great start to our day here in Stadium. Oh, and someone left. Great. This is the other, I forgot. There's two things I don't like about Stadium. There's almost always a leave or two. And it was our trash ass soldier. Well. Yikes. Not good. They're accusing the Kiriko of using aim assist, but she's only got 3 kills. Or she only got 3 kills last round. So either she's selectively using that aim assist, or... My word. Nobody's even trying. This is annoying. They did say that when they roll out Quick Play Stadium, that there would be backfills, and I think it was a mistake to not allow backfills the first time. Yikes. Actually, all of you are really annoying. But GG. All of you are taking this game far too seriously, but GG's. Razor, did you want to play? I saw you logged on. I know you don't love Stadium, so you don't have to if you don't want to. I understand. Especially looking at how that match went. Six-minute queue times. Did the audio get better? I had two audio sources playing the game audio, so I think that might have been the problem. Not that there's a lot of audio happening right now, but I'm also not sure what happened to the clip thing. Let me try a clip and see what happens. Oh, well, it worked that time. No difference. I don't know what it is then, because I'm literally, like, this is all the way up. Like, the game audio can't possibly go any louder than this. And on my OBS, it's as loud as my microphone. So you should be hearing at least like the little background sounds. Well, if it was the game settings, then I wouldn't be able to hear it either. I hear it just fine. It's something about between the stream to you. I don't care about all these. I'm just trying to do something that makes noise. See, those gunshots are peeking up into the yellow for me. Does it sound normal, Doxy, or is it quiet? Because everybody else is saying it's too quiet. It's good now that the game is going? Okay. On my OBS, it looks like the game audio is gonna blast out way louder than my microphone. But as long as you all can hear it, I guess that's all that matters.
Believe me, you don't want to die on Moira's watch.
Well, the lobby is quieter. There isn't as much noise in the lobby. Sounds better now. Okay. It's literally as high up as it can go. Razor's gonna play Ashe? That's interesting. Have you been practicing Ashe? Or is this like a silly, goofy...
Strap in, everyone. The game is about to begin. Folks, this is a match you'll want to watch.
He said, "You're never seeing Pro ever again."
Welcome to the armory.
He's here to make sure that I never do.
Gear up.
Not her putting the mercy hair on me.
The first round can't get here quick enough.
Yes! Slay.
Only 20 seconds left until we kick this round off.
Get off the stage.
Get off the
Time for
stage.
preparations is almost up.
I'm nervous because they have a Zarya.
3, 2, 1.
Very Peachy, thank you so much for the follow. That's the first time I've heard my own alerts in a while. Something's going on with my OBS, I think.
Objective goes live in
But thank you so much
10,
for the follow. Welcome in. Oh, well. I thought our tank was up front tanking. I was wrong. We love Moira here. I'm much better at Moira than that play just made me look. Matches. Oh, we have a lever already. I don't know what it is about Stadium. Everybody just fucking leaves. It's so annoying. This is only our second match and they've both ended like this. This is really annoying.
Short my circuits, what a play!
Evolution is a painful path to walk.
And then the other team always comes up here and spawn camps, even though they are very clearly going to win. This is so annoying. When you can get like a decent match and nobody leaves, I love stadium mode, but it feels like you get like one of those a day. Like it feels like that's all you get. And then I'm not allowed to leave or else I'll get in trouble, which is also stupid.
Some intense competition this round. Coming up, get ready for control.
Oh well, at least we're prettier. Or I'm prettier.
Now's the time for our teams to work out their strategies.
Do need to work on the game mode. Honestly, if they just, it's the leaving that I don't understand why they wouldn't allow you to have backfills. I'm not sure I understand the reasoning behind not letting you have a backfill, knowing that people are just going to leave no matter what penalty you put in place, no matter how much you make people pay for leaving a game, they're still going to leave. Like, it's still going to happen, especially if they feel like they're just going to lose. All this does is punish the rest of your team. So I'm just not sure, especially knowing that the queue times are the way they are. Like when I was waiting 12 minutes for a support match, why not let me backfill into a match where someone else left? Like, why wouldn't you do that? I don't understand the rationale. It just locks the rest of us into this match that we are probably going to lose. Like, could we win? Sure, maybe, but probably not. Like, we only have one DPS and it's Razor playing Ashe. Like, girl. If that doesn't spell doom from the outset, I don't know what does. This May just keeps coming for my ass every time. They're still playing sweaty like it's 5-on-5.
Chaos returns.
Our team still sucks. They're gonna come spawn camp us. Ha! Kiss my butt! You thought. I don't care, I got one. I got one. I can go home happy.
I've dealt with cynics before.
This is just not fun. Well,
the score is 0-2. You can really tell
maybe our next one will be good. If we get a third bad match in a row, I'm just gonna switch and play quick play. I'm not doing this all night.
Get ready for chaos.
We will not be doing this all night. The round is over, but the match isn't, Razor, no. It's best of 7. Even if you lose someone.
The teams are gearing up. Every choice is crucial.
Now everybody's gonna leave, yeah. You just have to wait until you can leave without getting locked out of matchmaking. I don't think the game mode's broken. I think the backfill thing is just, if they just change that one thing, it would make so much better. I don't think the game mode itself is a problem. I think, and this is a hot take maybe, if someone on one team leaves, I think someone on the other team should get locked in their spawn. And it should be the same role. So if someone on DPS leaves, someone on DPS on the other team should get locked in their spawn. Force it to be an even fight. If you're gonna keep this in like the ranked mode that it is now. Because it's not really fair that like whether I win or lose depends on whether or not I've got the lever on my team. Like, because it does feel like that's what it comes down to more often than not. In a ranked competitive mode, or if someone leaves, I shouldn't lose any rank. Let the other team gain rank, sure, because they won, whatever. But I shouldn't lose rank because someone on my team left and I had to try to win a 4v5. Like, that's not fair.
It's time for the teams to consult their playbooks.
Not mom and dad. Not the supports on the other team being mom and dad. That's wild.
Almost time for the first round, and the teams are readying up. Only 20 seconds remain before the action begins.
Alright, we'll slay this one. And a reset into Azaria? How could we possibly lose? Right? What could possibly go wrong?
Margaret.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
Enemies found. Enemy in sight.
The objective goes live in 10. The objective's open.
Girl. I'm not really sure why so many people play Orisa in this mode, to be honest. I don't think she's great.
With cynics before.
Especially against Zarya.
Short life circuits, what a play!
This Ashe has done almost nothing. She somehow managed to do some healing, but no damage.
Evolution is a painful path to walk. I'm on their track. No darkness. A taste of poison.
See, this tank is just so, oh my god. The Juno's not healing. The Ashe isn't doing any damage.
Here's our score.
Yikes.
Some intense competition this round.
Wow. Well,
Next up, put those hands much action, and there's still more to come.
I don't think the May died the entire time.
Only 20 seconds left until we kick this round off.
We've wasted enough time.
The armory is about to close. Three, two, one. Capture the objective. 10 seconds until the objective's unlocked.
This tank's just not paying attention to the fact that we're all dying behind her. She's gonna complain about not getting heals. Oh my god.
Helden sterben nicht.
Bothersome.
Holy.
0 to 2. You can really tell who the playmakers are. Up next, it's time for Clash.
Well,
The teams are gearing up. Every choice is crucial.
have we killed them at all? Have we gotten any kills? It doesn't feel like we're getting any.
We're in the
I'm
middle
trying my
innings
best,
and everyone's
but I
waiting
can
to
only
see
do
how
so
the
much.
match shakes out.
I do think there's something going on with this May. It's wild that she's 5k ahead of anybody else. And we've only gone through 2 matches, or 2 rounds.
Only 20 seconds left until we kick this round off.
Like, I feel like this match would be tied if it weren't for her. They're still doing better, but I think part of that is that we haven't been able to get any steam because she's just killing us.
Not long now until the teams lock in for the round. Three, two, one. Commencing attack on objective B. The objective unlocked.
feel like I'm putting all my healing into this Orisa and she's just not doing anything. Girl.
Helden sterben nicht.
I don't know what else I can do.
The objective's open.
Like, if can you all just focus the same person?
不洗澡。
Can we get like a kill?
Play by Soldier 76.
Like,
Your position is insolent.
We've got a replay to watch.
I'm gonna switch. I think there was something up with that May. She was good, but she wasn't. How do you get in a lobby with one player that much better than everybody else? Come on now. And to be bragging like that, I feel like there's something going on there. I don't want to talk about it, but nobody left though, so I guess that's good.
Your pylon is marvelous, efficient and beautiful.
Symmetra.
I recently learned the phrase "stop to smell the roses." It applies here, I think.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pain.
Enemies here. Aligning sentry positions. My sentry is destroyed. Positioning turret.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I almost got one. That wasn't bad. Considering I never play her.
I carry my burdens alone.
Oh no, not her.
Over there.
Oh Oh my god, we might not be streaming much longer. Holy fuck.
Let's make history. Please, don't move.
We need to stop them. I'm completely warmed up.
Let's get them moving. Excellent elimination.
Bye. The widow. What's the lag?
Heroes never die.
Shit. I don't really know what I'm doing with Venture either.
Eyes aren't on sight. Over here.
Oh no. Not the double wrecking ball. Oh, why I'm lagging so bad? I suck with him too.
Enemy spotted.
Okay, finally someone I actually play. Watch me get sniped.
Actuating the barrier. Barrier is splintering. Barrier has fallen.
Yikes.
Targeting hostile.
Guess my butt.
Must stop that payload's progress.
Like mending the shadow.
Pharaoh was low.
Let the Kitsune
Not that.
Let me balance you out.
Well.
My gift to you.
Oh, Razor got Life Weaver. We're saved.
The breeze brings relief. Like mending a shadow. I'm on fire! Let me balance you out. Let the Kitsune guide you! Resolution. I've got you.
I don't even know what's happening. But I know we need to do it for another 2 minutes.
Like mending a shadow. Soothing your wounds.
For the Crusaders! Life protects life.
Ooh, girl.
Take cover. The tree is gone.
Restoring your light.
30 seconds remaining.
Girl.
Like mending. Thanks for the touch-up.
Oh!
Enemy turret ahead. Let me balance you out.
Oh! Girl. Finally. That was stressful. I gotta take a BRB. I have to take a quick break. My landlord called me because she needs me to flip one of those circuits down in the fucking basement for her. I will be right back.
With deep gratitude and great
I
humility,
am the collective
I
mother
accept your
here.
nomination
I
to
will
run for
mother
President
you.
of the United States. Let the race begin.
What?
Oh, what am I gonna do with a baseball? I'm gay. Now a brick. Happy Pride Month. What? What? I get on my knees. Oh!
It feels like home. Oh.
Let us pray.
Let us not. Did he just say he's become friends with school shooters? Do you think those are all his real teeth? Y'all ever had spicy milk? They call me a raggedy busted demon with a sinful nature and a soul damned to hell.
Bam!
Ow! I mean, ow. I'm not wearing panties. Oh. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I have to go! I have to go! It's clobbering time. Do you feel more powerful? Do you feel more influential? Do you feel more like visiting your local neighborhood glory hole than you did 3 minutes and 5 seconds ago? Because I do. With deep gratitude and great humility, I accept your nomination to run for President of the United States. Let the race begin. What? Oh, what am I gonna do with a baseball? I'm gay. Now a brick. Happy Pride Month. Oh, what? What? I get on my knees. Oh!
It feels like home. Oh.
Let us pray.
Let us not. Did he just say he's become friends with school shooters? Do you think those are all his real teeth? Y'all ever had spicy milk? They call me a raggedy busted demon with a sinful nature and a soul damned to hell.
Bam!
Ow! I mean, ow. I'm not wearing panties. Oh. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I have to go! I have to go! It's clobbering time. Do you feel more powerful? Do you feel more influential? Do you feel more like visiting your local neighborhood glory hole than you did 3 minutes and 5 seconds ago? Because I do. With deep gratitude and great humility, I accept your nomination to run for President of the United States. Let the race begin. What? Oh, what am I gonna do with a baseball? I'm gay. Now a brick. Happy Pride Month. Oh, what? What? I get on my knees. Oh!
It feels like home. Oh.
Let us pray.
Let us not. Did he just say he's become friends with school shooters? Do you think those are all his real teeth? Y'all ever had spicy milk? They call me a raggedy busted demon with a sinful nature and a soul damned to hell.
Bam!
Ow! I mean, ow. I'm not wearing panties. Oh. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I have to go! I have to go! It's clobbering time. Do you feel more powerful? Do you feel more influential? Do you feel more like visiting your local neighborhood glory hole than you did 3 minutes and 5 seconds ago? Because I do. With deep gratitude and great humility, I accept your nomination to run for President of the United States. Let the race begin. What? Oh, what am I gonna do with a baseball? I'm gay. Now a brick. Happy Pride Month. Oh, what? What? I get on my knees. Oh!
It feels like home. Oh.
Let us pray.
Let us not. Did he just say he's become friends with school shooters? Do you think those are all his real teeth? Y'all ever had spicy milk? They call me a raggedy busted demon with a sinful nature and a soul damned to hell.
Bam!
Ow! I mean, ow. I'm not wearing panties. Oh. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I have to go! I have to go!
It's clobbering time.
Do you feel more powerful? Do you feel more influential? Do you feel more like visiting your local neighborhood glory hole than you did 3 minutes and 5 seconds ago?
Thank you. I was saying, I really like my landlord. She's a very nice lady. And I think sometimes she forgets that just because I work from home, that doesn't mean that I'm like just always available. So I'm also aware, like, the only way to get into our basement is through my unit. So she needed me to flip one of her living room and her kitchen breaker was tripped. But she called me like 3 times and left a voicemail and texted. I was like, girl, I see you and I am working on it. But anyway, I'm back. I forgot I have donuts. We had Tim Hortons for breakfast today. I had one of, y'all ever had a belt? Like a bagel belt? It's like a BLT with an egg on it. I had one of those today. And it wasn't bad. I think a bagel is the wrong bread. But I also understand that that's probably like a personal preference thing. I don't like a lot of bread with my sandwich. I want like a pretty even filling to bread ratio. And there was just so much bread. I took the top of the bagel off and just ate it on the bottom of the bagel. And that was perfect. Anyway. Are you ready for more Razor? This one's my favorite, and they don't give you the option to pick. They just give you a mix. But if I could, I would just want 10 of these. They're like blueberry glazed donuts. Oh! Been behaving lately food-wise. Well, that's your decision. But then they got the dog worked up and he got all wound up. And I wanted to give him a treat, but he had a big, I get him these big, it's not a real bone, but it's shaped like a bone. And it's hard. And it tastes like peanut butter. And it's wrapped with a piece of like chicken jerky almost. He loves those. And I gave him one of those today. He ate the entire thing, so he doesn't need any more snacks. Gotcha.
5, 4, 3,
I'm not ready yet.
1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Anna. I can't remember the last time I played Anna.
I won't fail.
Not Razor on Widow. We're fucked. It's over. Oh, well. What was I supposed to do against her? Farrah is so annoying. I tried to hit her with my grenade. Hey, Forever.
When we do not know the question. They took the lead.
I like Anna, but her mobility is such a liability. Especially, I feel like the game is moving in such a like mobility-driven direction.
Barrier initialized. Their push and stop.
Let us escort you along your path.
No, girl.
Put your back into it. We're about to catch
Bye, Queen.
Come get healed. Good start. The barrier appeared. My barrier is gone.
Experience tranquility, robot.
I need healing. I need. Oh, I didn't get healing. It's not good when your only support is Zenyatta.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind
Not Mercy. I had to go and say something. I don't want to hear anything about my Mercy play. I'm not good. Okay.
Stop them before they take the lead.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Where's the heal button? Right there.
We can't let them take the lead.
Go get him, Razor. Fuck him up.
Got the robot. Let's go. Shiwit, ปกป้องชีวิต
Oh, girl. Oh, he knocked me into the bomb. That was so ugly. Why is it that everybody else, it feels like they get heroes they're really good at, and I only get heroes like Mercy that I embarrass myself on?
Brain in gear.
Can someone make that make sense for me?
That's not good. Stop them.
Oh, we were winning.
They've taken the lead. We need to push back.
Girl.
Gaining altitude. Increasing altitude.
Time to save the world. Capability is live.
I don't really know what I'm doing with her either.
You're here. They're pushing ahead.
Not the double wrecking ball. That is so disgusting. Nice try, Ugly. We gotta get on the robot. What are we doing? Oh, where's everyone? Shit.
Into darkness.
Well.
I carry my burdens alone.
I don't know why that Bab ulted when he did. Well, we weren't gonna stay there.
Keep it together.
I can protect you. Killing by one out.
60 seconds.
Hunter here.
Oh, he's close. Get him.
Robot secure. Repeat. Robot secure.
Okay.
Captain Amar. Reporting.
Moving right along. Just a bit farther and we'll take the lead.
Stay on the robot if you want to win.
Tactical visor activated. We got him where we want him.
Oh, hell yeah, brother! Come on now. Come on now. You're welcome. Every single one of you, you're welcome. Crown it. That was so good. Delicious. We were gonna lose that. The stickers are starting to come off. This one in particular. But we're doing all right. We're hanging in there. It was really close. What's everybody having for dinner? I kind of want vegetables now. But I also want bang bang cauliflower. Very tempted. Although it's pretty late. I don't know if they're open anymore. I mean, yes, it's a veggie, but it's like barely still a vegetable when you turn it into like bang bang cauliflower. You like deep fry it and roll it in all this probably sauce that's full of like sugar and salt.
Evidence suggests a sniper
Oh no.
ahead.
Why does it keep unbinding my perk
Enemy
buttons?
turret ahead.
I've never touched the binding for that button and I always get this notification. I'm really bad as Zarya. I'm glad it's over with her. I wouldn't mind Junkrat. Torb!
Watch yourself.
Another one thing. I need heals so bad. Oh, I need someone to heal me so bad. Let me just... All right.
Baby's under attack.
My ultimate is ready. Join me. No.
Turret's under fire.
Don't touch my turret. Uh-oh. Leave my turret alone, you're so ugly.
My ultimate is ready. Join me. You have been placed under my spell. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. You're all good.
Heroes never die. Thanks to my
Not
ring.
this lag. Not this lag, hello? Shit. Should have ulted.
Mercy. Let the Kitsune guide you.
I don't know why I'm lagging so much tonight.
Together it strikes him down.
Whoa.
Jet looked like it hurt.
All right. Not bad, not bad. That Junkrat's really good.
One small step at a time.
Not that. Leave our Junkrat alone.
Does your turret have a name?
I never considered giving it one.
But you were always calling it your baby. I thought all babies had names.
You've got a point. I'll have Brigitte come up with something.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2.
Oh. I'm not very good with Juno. Don't expect anything.
Juno. Oh, thank God. I'm kind of over her. I don't really like Juno. I should probably get better at her because I know that she's really good, but...
I'm the last one you'll ever price.
Hiya. Anna online.
Barrier initialized.
I'm not very good with Ashe either. This Kiriko is getting on my last nerve.
We're outnumbered. Be careful.
We're here to be heard.
The enemy is returned to life. But how?
Helden sterben nicht.
Conducting analysis on the objective. Over here.
The barrier is weakened.
Running right into me.
That melody. I could be academic, but I believe that one
Slay.
call this being on fire.
Don't push up too far, Razor. That's why.
Eyes on the target.
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh, let's break it.
Oh, where'd everybody go? Shit. And... Oh. Oh, girl. Oh, shit.
Eyes on Tia. Who called? Life Weaver here.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
From one of the fastest heroes to the slowest.
Pass into the iris.
Yeah. Well, shit. I think Zen would have been really good there. I just couldn't get there fast enough.
Together then strike them down. Loosen up. This is supposed to be fun. Yeah, I got your back.
Tactical cannon online. Let's run them over.
This isn't even my third most final form. The gods pity the man.
5,
Hey, salute.
3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective. I can fence more than you. I can fence more than you.
Yeah, I got your back.
The enemy.
We only have two supports.
Breaking me down just builds me up. I'll come a bit more. Feels better. Oh, thanks. Helping you recover. Shields under fire.
Kiss my butt. Shit. Shit. I'm lagging so much. I don't know if you can see that on stream. And I don't know why. I never have this problem.
Time to save the world? Game on! Let's fight!
Really?
Face the sunrise!
Shit.
Play of the game.
Well, just as I thought. At least the queue times are faster.
Okay, deep
All right,
breaths.
Roadhog.
We can do this.
Oh no, we don't have any supports.
Enemies here.
Oh, that's not the bottom end push. Shit. Well, I got two, so need y'all to catch up.
Enemy turret ahead!
I'll light my own path.
No! The enemy has taken the lead!
Come on, two Mays. Oh, versus two Sims? I don't know about all that.
I'm very hot!
Rise like the sun.
Let's stop them in their tracks.
The breeze brings relief.
Uh-oh.
Face me.
I snipe. Shit. I don't feel like our team's even playing together. We're all just all over the place.
I am always ready to learn.
Oh no.
Enemy turret ahead.
Enemy spotted.
Please, don't move. Advancing upward.
I'm on fire. I am outstanding.
I think this is gonna be my last one. The lag is starting to piss me off. I gotta keep walking into walls because I lag.
Let the Kitsune guide you. We're started. Let's go. Under my bush.
Bye.
Peak power.
Shit. See, everything's just like skipping and lagging. I'm not sure why.
Our minds are shut. Submission is the key.
Watch here.
We have to get the robot back.
I am on fire. The robot is out. Let's go.
Razor behind you. Hello? Razor!
Someone here. Enemy spotted. Forward score.
Maximum strength.
Over here.
Your team is close. The lead is almost ours.
Push through.
Enemy spotted.
We're in this together.
All
of
take
us.
the barricade.
Your team has taken.
Enemy turret down. Clear.
We're not done yet. Keep pushing. Fire at will. Approaching the battle is not so fast.
Setting out the welcome mat.
Slay.
Play of the game.
That's a fun skin. GG's. GG's. Well, that's a good one to end on, I think. I think I've had enough. Razor, thank you so much for playing. I appreciate it. I don't know what was going on with Stadium today. I don't know what was going on with Stadium today. But I'll probably be on again later. But I am getting hungry, so we're gonna find someone to raid. Once my computer starts cooperating. What is going on today? Not the frame drops, girl. Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. Let's find someone to raid. Thank you all again for hanging out today. I appreciate it. We're up to $85 raised for American Heart Association, which is very fierce. We are going to do, I'm hoping for at least 2 streams more for this. So Saturday night, I think we're doing another Stream Queens repo night. So for folks who enjoyed the first one, you can tune in. And then I'm hoping either tomorrow night or Friday night to do another drag stream. So I do want to try to give us at least like 2 or 3 streams to raise some more money. So I know who we can raid. We haven't raided him in a while. He's raided us a few times. We're gonna raid Ignacio. Ignacio is the one who's coordinating Hots versus Hotties, which I will be on later this month. I think it's the 25th. And he's doing tonight, it's an event called Pride House Party. I'm not sure what like the premise is of this. I haven't tuned into one of these before, so I'm not sure exactly, but he's only been live for 11 minutes, so I don't think we've missed much. So let's go ahead and get the raid started, shall we? Y'all know the drill. Go ahead and copy whichever raid command you have the emotes for. I'm partial to the one with my emotes, but you do you, babe. Go ahead and join the Discord. Follow me on all the socials. Yeah, and again, I'm hoping to be on tomorrow. I don't have any other plans that I'm aware of, so unless stuff comes up. But stay tuned to social.